Good afternoon and welcome to round 4 of the 2021 Sapphire Series. Today, USC Thunder are taking on the USQ Jets at USC Stadium, home of the Sunshine Coast Lightning. It's a battle of second and fourth today, and the Thunder are yet to be defeated, so it really could go either way. My name is Hannah Davies, and I'm joined in commentary today with Kim Colcott. We're in for a very exciting match. The Thunder, we know, will want to continue their dominant performance so far, and the Jets will want to redeem themselves from a slower performance last week. Kim, it's great to have you here. What are you expecting from today's match?
I'm expecting a really great competition between these two. They've been quite similar in their styles of game and sort of their results, and it'll be a really interesting tussle to see who comes out on top with each quarter with their bonus points, but also at the end of the match. So it'll be really, really exciting to see what they both will bring to the court.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe we'll take a look at the ladder now. Very soon. Awesome. So that's the ladder from the last 3 rounds. So the Thunder are right behind the Cougars. They're in second place, and the Jets are in fourth after losing to ladder leaders Brisbane North Cougars last weekend. It wasn't their finest match, the Jets, and the Cougars did come out fighting, so I'm expecting to see a lot more fight in the Jets this week. But we know the Thunder will, of course, have something to say about that. At the same time now, in Brisbane, the said Cougars are taking on the Wildcats at Nissan Arena, and later tonight we'll see the Bond University Bull Sharks take on the Northern Mendy Rays at 7 p.m. And of course, tomorrow our curtain raiser to the Firebirds versus Thunderbirds match at Nissan Arena will be the Carina League's Club Tigers against the QT Netball at 12:40. So we have our team list here from USC Thunder, Annie Laurie in goal shooter, Georgia Hearn in goal attack, Chloe Litherland and the captain in wing attack, Monique French in centre, Amy Metcalf in wing defence, Leah Woolno in goal defence, goalkeeper Ashley Barnett, and substitutions Sienna Allen, Brianna Martin, Macy Martin, and coached by coached by Jessica Whitford. That must be a typo. And for the Jets, we have Charlie Bell in goal shooter, Beryl Friday goal attack, Stephanie O'Brien and the captain in wing attack, Brooke Harms in centre, McKeely Hock in wing defence, Siobhan Sherlaw in goal defence, goalkeeper Bridie Condren, coached by Tracy Jeans Fraser. As the game's beginning though, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which this great game is taking place and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people watching today. Kim, we've just gotten underway with a fast start from both sides.
It's good to see both are attacking the ball and really just driving out and creating options.
That's Chloe Livlin there, captain for the Thunder. Rockets it into Hernan. They managed to get the throw in. And Annie Laurie will take that first shot. An unusual miss from her.
Very unusual miss, but it was good defense and they were able to take it out. And now here they go transitioning down the court. Let's see what they can bring. And another turnover.
Yeah, that's a good job from the Thunder. Early defense. That's what they're going to need from today, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's good to get their possession back, and let's see if they can convert this goal.
And of course, our umpires today are Carly Farthing and Cara Wennerbaum, who have 28 years of state experience combined. So we're certainly in safe hands today.
Thunder was able to get another possession, and now they've lost it, unfortunately, so it's back to the Jets.
Yeah, it's a slower start than I was expecting points-wise. A lot of turnovers happening.
Oh. Looks like there's some nerves out there today, so both teams know the value of this match. So it is good to see that they both need to bring their 100% game up to the match.
Yeah, definitely. We looked at that ladder before, and
Yes.
they're definitely both wanting this win.
As you said earlier, we definitely see Thunder do not want to lose that unbeaten record. So
Definitely not. And that's Brooke Harms with an intercept early on, as Steph O'Brien helps bring it down the court. Beryl Friday won't shoot that one. We know she likes to get closer.
we can see both teams are transitioning well out of defense and getting into their attack end. It's now just getting one of those teams to convert into when they've moved it down.
Yeah, they don't usually miss when they're firing it off to Bell in the circle there.
No.
I was quite surprised to see that. You're definitely right about the nerves. There's been a contact call against Barnett. And Bell will sink that one.
Yes.
That was a very long centre pass, wasn't it?
It was very long, unusually long for both teams.
Yeah.
The pressure applied is phenomenal at this stage of the game, sorry.
Barnett's just hit the floor early as well.
And here we have another turnover for USC. As they bring it down the court. And another deflection from Thunder. Great defense there by Thunder. Now let's see if they can bring the ball back down.
So Bridie Condren will take the throw in to bring it down the court. They're going to have to look back because the Thunder defense is really intense right now. So with Binney and Hunt gone, we're seeing a little bit of a different Thunder attack. Chloe Litherland's in the wing attack position as she was last week. And it's really interesting to see how they move with Binney and Hunt gone and Georgia Hernan, who's new to the side.
Yes.
Kim, I know you've coached in the Victorian leagues before. Have you seen Hernan at all?
I haven't. I have been up here for a few years now, so they may have been in that transition.
She would have been too young for that, I imagine. A couple of years.
And just another goal there to the Thunder.
I'm quite surprised that was kept in, but that's really good play. Litherland has to look back. She's not finding an option in her teammates right now. Jets defense are doing a really good job. I think an intercept is coming any second now. So they'll get a couple seconds to catch their breath. And they'll need it because I think today's match is going to be very intense. That's Annabelle Laurie. She'll take her second shot. Now, Kim, I know you looked at the stats from last week. Who should we be looking out for this week in the shooting circles?
In the shooting circles, again, we're looking at Beryl Friday for the Jets and also Charlie. They're both quite strong under the circle.
Well, that's a pretty strong combination they've got on then.
Yes. And then even for USC, we've got both Hernan and Laurie. So they've just both know how each other plays and just getting those feeds in. And they're both reading off each other and getting those goals in, which are why both of these teams are second and fourth on the ladder.
Yeah, absolutely. That's Beryl Friday. Like I said before, she'll feed that one off. She likes to get close. There haven't been as many lobs into Bell as we usually see. And I think that's a lot of credit to Sienna Allen. When we read the team list, I had Sienna Allen as a sub, but she's obviously been brought on to the goalkeeper. Maybe because she's got more of that height in the circle.
Definitely,
there.
and that pressure is just causing doubt for the feeders to release into Bell.
Yeah, and on the team like the Jets, arguably Charlie Bell is the one player you want to shut down. She's just so strong, and we rave about her every week. So I think that's a pretty smart move by the Thunder to put on a player of equal height. And that's Georgia Hernan to bring the game to 4-all. A very close start. And another held ball. That's one from each side we've had. What do you think that says about the game so far?
I think it's interesting because we're nearly halfway through the first quarter and the defensive pressure by both teams is still at a very intense level. To see which team can break first will be the team that can take the game forward. So it'll be really interesting to see how they go in the back half of this first quarter to see if they can maintain that intensity.
Yeah, definitely. And we were chatting before off mic about how both teams have a really strong start, but they do fall a bit in the later quarters. So maybe it'll work, I guess, if they're both relaxing the intensity. Maybe relaxing's not the right word. I don't think anyone on that court's relaxed, but
it'll be interesting to see if any of them during the week have worked on that and if it take the whole 4 quarters. And whichever team does stay dominant for the whole 4 quarters, we'll see, hope most likely at the end of the game, as the victors.
Oh, and as we say that, Bridie Condren with another signature intercept.
And then another intercept going the other way.
From Monique French. And yet another one. I think the stats team are going to be enjoying this game.
I think all the defenders out there watching will be looking on with interest with all the different players who are getting their hands on the ball so far in this quarter. And then Beryl Friday just lands another goal, which is great. Takes us to 6-5 Thunder's way.
Look at the speed on Steph O'Brien. She's one of my favourite players to watch because she just gives and goes so fast.
Absolutely.
So that's French to take the centre for Thunder. Litherland has to come out quite far. She'll get the contact on Condren, which will make it a lot easier in the circle. And with two players beside her, that's a pretty easy ball to Hernan, who will finish that off. Yeah, I thought that would have been a replay ball there. I'm not sure if that was the call, but...
Definitely did look like a replay. She was like, do I let it go? Yes, I will. No, I won't.
Well, that's the defence. That's what they're doing.
And with just over 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter, USC Thunder 8, the USQ Jets 6.
Thunder have now had a couple of goals in a row. Let's see if they can continue on.
Yeah, if they can get to 9 goals, it'll be a pretty nice lead for them to take. Of course, anything can happen at this level. But with Annie Laurie under the post, you can be pretty confident in your goals, can't you?
Absolutely.
So in the Jets in the last few weeks, we did see quite a lot of change-ups in the shooting end. I would expect to see Lily Cubby on. But so far, it's looking pretty good between Bell and Friday.
They're getting into a rhythm and they're starting to work out their defence, so it's good to see. And it'll be interesting to see whether or not there are any changes at quarter time for the Thunder to combat that dominant combination on court for the Jets.
Yeah, and the Thunder have had a few player changes in this season. They, of course, had Hinchliffe move up into the Lightning. Binion Hunt is now filling her role while she's injured. But we've also got Chloe Bingham, who's injured on the sideline too. So two of our subs, Brianna Martin and Macy Martin, are usually Ruby players, but it's really good to see them up here on the bench. So hopefully we get to see them today.
Oh, absolutely, and there's another great goal then by Fridays, which brings them now within 1.
And a beautiful little feed from O'Brien into Bell, who is very accurate so far.
4 minutes to go, and here we are, even. Defensive pressure is still up by both teams, which is great to see.
Yeah, we were saying just before that I thought Thunder might get up 9-5, but the Jets definitely had something to say about that.
They must have heard you and said, no, we're not letting that happen.
Which is good. I'm really hoping for this to be a close one today.
Absolutely, and I think the markers are showing that that's what we'll get.
Oh, and a great pull in from Bell. It's too far for her to shoot, so she'll pass out and find Friday.
It was a great swing around the top for Friday to get that pass in and then into that goal.
Yeah, she loves that front ball. It's a great combination there with Friday, who loves the front space, and Bell, who's just known for holding. Oh, and a quick play from Annie Laurie to French. She'll have to move it around to get closer. And a contact from Condren will make it easy. Or not. Condren gets the intercept.
The commentator's curse has happened once again.
It'll be happening all game, trust me. She's great from Bridie, though. So we did see Bridie in the goal defence position last week. Dave, my other usual commentator, personally doesn't like her in the goal defence. So it'll be interesting to see how she goes back in the goalkeeper.
Absolutely.
I do think she's such a standout there.
Well, the Jets were able to hold off the pressure from the Thunder to get that goal, and here they are again.
That was a really nice little movement from Bell. We don't usually see her take the front cut. Unfortunately, she's not getting the goal from it, but I'm sure she'll work hard now in defence.
Yep, here they go. Another transition. Interesting to see the transition for the Thunder. They're staying closer to the sideline, whereas with the Jets, they're going down the middle channel. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not that also changes as the game progresses.
Yeah, I wonder if that was intentional. Usually, I don't imagine coaches say stick to one side of the court. So,
and that reflects the pressure that they're receiving as well. So
yeah, absolutely. So Bell setting up. Friday and Bell are both taking the backspace. Sienna Allen's giving her a bit of a hug there.
Doing the defenders proud.
Look, it wasn't the most successful hold. I think there was a bit of confusion with the feed there, but she makes up for it. And she'll sink that one. Charlie Bell, who was in the commentary box herself last week with Dave.
Let's see if the Thunder can grab one goal back. And, all close.
Yeah, they're struggling a little bit in the attack. They're not as forceful as they usually are. They are having to move back, and like we've been saying, it's definitely the defense from Jets. The combination of Condren and Sherlaw is really building over this season.
They've pegged one back. Now it's the Jets centre pass.
And that's a Mizuno momentum shift as Steph O'Brien goes back. It's definitely going to be a lower scoring game today. In other games we've seen quarters getting up to 20, but I think the matched ability of both teams will give us a lower quarter.
It'll be interesting to see now if the Thunder will take their time to get into the circle or try and get in there quickly and then try and break the Jets' centre. Although the Jets are holding it up for them.
They definitely are. Somehow the Jets have caught away, 2 up. And Annie Laurie just can't sink that at the end of the first quarter. Jets 13, Thunder 11. Well, what did you make of that first quarter, Kim?
It was an intense first quarter. Both teams did not give much at all. Both defence ends worked hard, but then also in the transitions, all players in the team were on defence, and it was great to see that defensive pressure. Again, as we said, you know, whether or not they can keep that up for the next 3 quarters will be the indicator of who takes out the match. But with only 2 goals in it, that's 1 centre pass break. Anyone's game at this stage.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a really close one, and often with these 2 teams we rave a lot about the shooters, particularly Charlie Bell and Annie Laurie, but I think right now it's all about the defence.
Defence is just standing out, even with the mid-quarters and high arms, and really making sure they're keeping their player out of the play. And as I said, with the Jets keeping the Thunder to the sideline, it's creating more problems for them. So let's see whether or not they've got some tactics in this quarter to get back out into the middle channel to get that ball a bit more free-flowing.
Yeah, would you move around any positions if you were the Thunder, down by 2?
Not at this stage. It's only first quarter, and the players need to recognise that they've probably been pushed out to where they don't want to be. So they need to recover and find other ways of getting back control and then see how they go.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's not a lot going wrong on either side. It's just a really evenly matched game. If we've said it, and we'll say it again. So of course, like to thank our sponsors, HART Sport, Legasic, Mizuno, Mount Franklin, Parade, Bondi Vite, and Strap It. And of course, our broadcaster, Double Take Sports. So Kim, will you be going to the Firebirds game tomorrow, Mother's Day?
Unfortunately not. No, I will be watching my beloved Vixens.
See how it is.
Beloved Vixens as they take on the Lightning.
The Lightning. All right, well, that's still a Queensland team. So
It is
I
still
can
a Queensland
accept
team.
that promotion. But of course, we do see our Thunderbirds take on, our Firebirds take on the Thunderbirds. Getting my birds confused.
The Battle of the
tomorrow.
Birds will be a great game.
It will be. pretty evenly matched as well, I'd say, but I'm pretty confident in our birds tomorrow.
It was a close game last week for the Firebirds as well. And
Yes, in
in
the
extra
extra
time,
time.
so they'll no doubt want to come home strong tomorrow in front of the home crowd, which would be great. It was a fantastic match last week. So
Yeah, absolutely. So we can see our players taking the court again. I'm not seeing any change-ups so far. Litherland still in wing attack, French centre. I think they'll be coming out firing this quarter, wanting to make sure they don't slip behind any further. In a game like this, I don't think you'd want to get more than like 3 goals behind at any point.
USC Stadium, the battle between the USC Thunder currently on 11 versus the USQ Jets from Ipswich currently on
So we'll have to wait to see who's centre. And we'll go the way of the Thunder to start us off here. Chloe Litherland working hard, but they have to move back. And they go straight down.
it's interesting that their centre passes is already quite congested, and they're being forced back, which again is an indication of the strong defence from the Jets.
Yeah, and you could see Hernan, she wasn't starting at the circle and she didn't actually go out for the centre pass. I'm not sure if they'll be doing that next centre pass because it didn't quite work.
No.
They did have to move back.
And then you have a turnover to the Jets.
So Steph O'Brien goes straight into Bell. Made it look so easy, didn't she?
And it's
A Jets centre pass again. They'll want to secure this. Like you were saying just before, it's really congested in this mid-third, moving into the circle. But Harms will put that into Bell again. They go-to girl.
that's 2 in a row. Let's see if the Thunder can keep their centre pass, which they have so far, which is great. And they're straight down the middle channel, which is good to see.
Bit of luck on their side there, I think. French just managing to pull in the crumbs.
Oh, the attackers, we never have luck. It's always skill. And that's a great goal.
And that's another momentum shift from Mizuno. And Jets will bring it down the court. But it goes the Thunder way from a call. I believe it was a footwork call.
Coach killers, as we like to
I
say.
know.
Coach killers. Oh, and a great attempt.
Bridie Condron, they haven't called the offside, just letting her play on. I'm not sure how the Thunder will feel about that. But Georgia Hernan will finish that off, the newest player of the Thunder's side.
Back to within 2 goals, which is nice and close. Unfortunately, ball was just too high, and now we'll take the Jets' possession.
Yeah, Bridie Condron is getting a lot of ball today, whether her own or throw-ins. She'll be enjoying that. Seen her go out in goal defence previously to get a bit of movement in the Jets side, but she won't need to today. She's doing really well in that goalkeeper. And that's the Jets again.
A nice long shot from Beryl Friday, which is great.
Absolutely, and it's Jets centre. A bit of a miscommunication leaves Thunder with the ball here. French will push it down to Litherland. We'll have to move back again. But once you hit the top of the circle, it's pretty
The Jets'
guns blazing
defence
from
is
there.
so strong.
They're definitely making it hard. We were expecting a close game, and we're certainly getting it.
Who knows, we may get another draw and go into extra time again.
We may. Or we don't go into extra time here, so it'll
Oh,
just
that
be it'll just be a draw. Which I don't know. If you were a player, would you be happy with a draw or extra time?
50-50. If I was coming from behind,
Oh.
the draw was great. If I
Yeah.
was leading, no, I'd want extra time.
Yeah, I completely agree. Draws are, like extra time's only good if you end up winning. Otherwise,
Exactly.
you're just disappointed and you'd rather have the draw. Steph O'Brien's just taken out the ball girl there on the side.
But she's laughing and she's all good. As in the ball girl, not
Yes.
Steph. Here we go.
Another longer shot from Friday.
And she lands it. So there we go. Keeping that 2-goal buffer that they had at quarter time.
Vivian cops it, almost looks like in the face, but she's bounced back. Probably not just enough on that pass there. I think she looked away a bit too early, Hernan. And you can tell it's a Thunder home game. You can hear the supporters in the crowd.
Which is great to see that so many Thunder supporters are out. It's fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why we have those games out at the Sunshine Coast when we can. Otherwise, it's hard for everyone to get out to Nissan Arena every week, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So I'm wondering where this will leave Georgia Hernan after Binny and Hunt returns, inevitably.
I think all spots are up for grab, I think.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about this competition is how competitive it is in terms of player movements. Just because you make the team one week doesn't mean you've got a spot the next, so you've really got to earn your call. Belle Friday's laughing, but she definitely copped it from Barnett.
But then she made it count, and it's another goal.
She's looking a lot more comfortable on court this week. I think the combination with Belle has perhaps taken a little bit of time to adjust, but I think they're looking really good today, and the score is definitely showing that.
There's a lot more flow between the two this week.
Yeah, you can tell that they really just know each other's role. And perhaps the movements that we saw the last few weeks were a little bit confusing. I think it's, as a shooter, it's so much easier when you've just got the one combination to work with.
Absolutely.
So as we say that, Friday feeds it into Belle, but they'll need to bring it around. Oh. And what a beautiful little play that was. Friday will finish that off. It's really not what the Thunder needed right now, is it?
No. Over a third is not ideal from the centre pass.
And I think it was the French's miscommunication because their goal attack wasn't even anywhere near the line.
There's another beautiful goal from Belle.
Yeah.
And now the Jets centre pass.
And look, I'm not surprised how much the Jets are giving it in this game. I think Tracy Jeans-Fraser would have been disappointed in the score last week. We know that the Cougars do come out really strong, but I know the Jets would have been wanting a closer game, and I have a really good feeling that when they play each other next, it will be a different battle. And a beautiful little swing around the circle there from Laurie. Finishes it off with a beautiful long bomb. And we'll have a timeout to the Thunder after that shot. Interesting.
Well, they're 3 goals down, so it's really 2 centre passes that they need to break. Be interesting to see if they make any changes in this timeout.
Yeah, look, the combination's looking really good from where I am. I can see a few bibs changing, though. Woolner is going into goal defence, and Sienna Allen's coming to the bench.
So trying to disrupt that combination that's really settled down for the Jets with Belle and Friday.
Yeah, and I think it'll be a good move because Woolner is a really physical player. She's really aggressive on the ball. So I think that'll be good to play against Friday.
I think one of the things that Thunder will need to do is, if when Friday goes out, is to actually keep her out of the circle, because then that lessens the options, and then the focus will really be on the feeders getting it into Belle, and that will be an interesting test for them if they can do that.
It will, although a test that we know they're up for. I mean, we see
Absolutely.
them feed to Belle week in, week out, so it'll be interesting to see what the Thunder can do after this timeout that they've called. 7 minutes left to play. I don't believe we're seeing any changes from the Jets here. So the Jets centre pass, 3 ahead. And Steph O'Brien is so fast off that transverse. Ooh, and the pass goes over Belle. You were saying just before that we were talking about the change up in defence from the Thunder. It's obviously working.
So far, so good for them, but they need to make sure that they make this count and get it down to their goalers and have it convert this turnover.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a smart timeout, though. It definitely achieved what they wanted to so far, so they'll really need to sink this.
It was a great move just to settle down the players as well, just to get them back on to what their game plan is. And there we go, it's a goal.
Well, whatever Jessica Whitford said, they listened.
Absolutely.
Amy Metcalf fires it down across to Litherland and straight to Laurie. Yeah, whatever happens in that timeout, they step back on court and it's looking so much smoother.
Let's see what the Jets do here.
Puts a little bit too much on Friday, but she manages to get the ball to Bell. And Friday will take that longer shot. And unfortunately missed, so that's a throw in for the Thunder.
So definitely that, as we said, the change in defence has helped with the Thunder.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a bit more pressure on Friday now. And I think that you were right. If the feed to Bell isn't perfect, it's really hard to make up for it.
And now it's really up to Bell and Friday to adjust their attacking style with the new defence duo.
Definitely. So Hernan goes out to French.
Thunder are looking a little more settled now. Nearly a held ball there. Oh, beautiful shot.
Thank goodness for Annie Laurie.
What a long bomb.
It's nothing better than a shooter that as soon as it gets in the circle, will just turn and nail it. Yeah, look, it did look like she pushed through there, didn't it? At 21 all, it's probably not what they were after. But there's still 5 minutes to play in this quarter.
That was a nice intercept, although there was an infringement beforehand. Fantastic pressure there from the Thunder defence.
Before, that pass to Charlie is just not as sleek as it was. She does just need to turn and shoot.
Absolutely. That was a good goal by Friday, and here we go again for the Jets.
And again, these feeds into Bell, because she's such a strong holder, she's not the fastest mover when it's off. So the pass does need to be accurate. I think they need to be more accountable for their own passes.
And it's the timing as well for Bell to know when to drop back or when to lead forward.
Yeah, it's just hard to make up when the pass is too far ahead. And Georgia Hernan, another long-distance shooter. Got plenty of options, the Thunder, in that circle.
We're seeing a lot of long bombs actually from both sides today, which is also great to see.
And that's a Mizuno momentum shift. And the Jets bring that down, and that is much better. Both thinking at the same time.
And that's Bell's strong point as well, a good strong hold. Keep the backspace free to get that lob, and then she'll land it every time.
Yeah, and look, she was holding there, but the pass just wasn't high enough, and that's what I'm seeing is it's not necessarily Bell. I'd say it's just the pass going in, and that's, like we said, it's the Thunder's defence and their hands over every ball. It's blocking the vision, and it's making it a lot harder to get it where they want. Oh, again, if I was Bell, I'd be pretty frustrated right now. Perhaps we'll see Cubby come on to see more of a moving game.
It's always good to change it up because then the Thunder have to readjust their defensive strategy. So keeps everyone on their toes with all these changes. It's great.
Doesn't it? And there's just so much talent on every bench in the teams in the Sapphire Series. Oh, another beautiful shot from Annie Laurie. So it might be a commentator's nightmare, the rolling subs, but for the teams, it's certainly exciting.
It's a seesawing match at the moment. One difference, then it's even, then it's a break, and then it's back to one difference. And then there's infringements, which just slow down the game. we can all get our breath back.
Yeah, look, Laurie was free in that circle, but she went to Hernan and it didn't pay off. So the Jets will bring it down their end.
So it's interesting. So Beryl is out now, and defence is doing their best to keep her high, but this time she's been able to get a great pass, great positioning, and a great goal.
It'll be a timeout from the Jets here. They're still one ahead. As a coach, why do you think Tracy Jeans-Fraser might be calling this?
I'd say to settle them down a little bit because of the lost possessions, and they're getting the goals but the hard way. They're not going straight from centre pass into the goals. They're missing turnover and then getting it back, and she'll probably just go, no, let's just settle it down. We've got 2 minutes to go. Let's go back to our style of play and let's feed it in properly, get our positioning. And you can sort of see that she's like, you know, watch your running, watch where you're going, make sure there's straight drives. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out and if they've listened to what she's saying to them.
Yeah, look, the Jets definitely need to just secure that pass and
Absolutely.
be sure of it. And at the moment, it's not going where Bell mostly needs it. And I think the vision just needs to, they need to get in a better position so they can feed it down.
And we've got to change O'Brien into centre.
Yep, and Ham's in goal attack. Sorry.
Wing attack.
Wing attack. It's definitely not a goaler. Not today anyway.
Well, sometimes one of my tricks, I would always stick my
Wing attack in
to goals, but normally they would be a goal. I bet no one knew about it until they started shooting.
I think a perfect example of that is Natalie Haythornthwaite in the
Yes,
Swifts.
absolutely.
You're never expecting it, and then
No.
she comes on and she can actually shoot.
And it's always the ones you don't want her to get in, and she gets in.
Look, I think that'll be a good move from the Jets as well. Steph O'Brien is just one of the most athletic players on the court. She's so solid. And I think she'll really match the speed of French there. So Bell will take this one. We've got Lily Cubby in goal attack. It is her 18th birthday. So happy birthday, Lily.
Happy birthday, Lily.
That's a very special birthday. I'm sure she's thrilled to be playing netball as her love.
Bit of a birthday present.
Yeah, hopefully she'll get the win. As her
Absolutely.
present.
What a great present that would be.
But I think that was also, I think these are some good changes from the Jets. A bit more movement. Lily Cubby is so fast. And I think because, just like we're seeing there, she's a younger player and she's got nothing to lose, and I think she plays like it. She's really fearless in her attack.
That was a great deflection. Unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalise on that, but it was good to see her eyes were up and really just going and attacking that ball.
Bridie Condren's probably frustrated about that one. The 2-on-1 never goes the defender's way, does it?
Nothing really goes the defender's ways these days. as a goaler, no.
As a shooter, yeah. We get all the attention.
So back to 1 goal the difference, but it is in Jets' hands.
So we can hear from the sideline, they're saying strong hands to Charlie, just to pull that one in.
Beautiful goal on her birthday.
Yeah, what a way to start the game for her.
Even the pressure then, Lily just drove up and was hands over everything and really forcing the Thunder to find a better option.
Yeah, there's so much more movement from this side already. It's been a call against Bell.
Looks like a contact.
Litherland rockets it over. It was definitely a risky pass from that distance, but she was obviously looking at the clock. And that is half-time. USC Thunder versus USQ Jets, 26-24 to the Jets. What are we expecting to see in the second half, do you think, Tim?
I think we're probably going to see very much what we've seen in the first half, a tight contest between two teams. I am starting to see a lot more movement, though, from both teams in their attacking end and getting the ball flowing a bit better. So it looks like the defence are very, very slightly starting to tire a little. But it'll be good to see, after this break, whether or not they come back and go from there.
Absolutely. We'll see you soon.
Did you know that majority of netballers aren't wearing the appropriate shoes on court? Running shoes or generic trainers don't provide the grip and support for the quick, dynamic movements needed in a game. It's time to make the swap with Mizuno.
So welcome back to round 4 of the HART Sapphire series. We'd like to thank our sponsors, HART Sport, Legassic, Mizuno, Mount Franklin, Powerade, Bondi Vite and Strapit. So of course on the screen here we've got the USC Thunder. They're down by 2 at half time. Kim, what do you think their coach will be saying to them right now?
Well, I think Jessica's really would be asking of them to treasure every possession, to hold on to the ball, pull it in, and really look for their options and open up. So a few of them, they've been rushing the ball and they've been closed off into seeing what else is available. They've been making some passes that maybe not in the right position, and so their teammates haven't been able to get to them, or the Thunder have been able to intercept them. So I think very much it'll be about treasuring each possession and ensuring that every centre pass they goal and they convert, and also now start breaking the Thunder centre pass to be able to make that difference, which is only one centre pass difference, and then go from there. I think it's going back to basics and not being too concerned with doing something wrong, but more just doing it right.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think we saw a few silly self-made errors like a break or stepping, and unfortunately in a game this tight you really have to stay in play as much as you can. I was really impressed by the defensive switch up and how effective it was. But we also saw a switch up from the Jets pretty soon after, which was just as effective. So they've both got so much quality on the bench that there's a lot to be done.
It'll be interesting to see if Jessica actually makes any other changes as the game progresses again to make that switch up, because it proved to work the first time and they've got the depth. And if they do it, let's see how the Thunder can counteract it and what they'll do to change it up again.
Yeah, I'm not expecting any more changes. One change I would ideally like to see is I love Chloe Liveland in the wing defense position. I think defensively she's a little bit stronger. She makes it really hard for the opposition wing attack to feed it in. But with Chanel Dyer again away and Vinny and Hunt in the Lightning this week, I'm unsure if we'll see either of the Martin sisters take the court.
Ideally, we just want to continue to see that the Thunder just put that pressure on the Jets and make sure that their hands are over every ball and do essentially what the Thunder are doing to them. The Jets are doing to them, and so that way to put that pressure back on the Jets and then get that turnover and then go and convert. Because both teams can turnover conversions quite similar. So we know that they can both do it. So
yeah, they're both very capable teams. The Jets have kept Lily Cubby on in the goal attack. I'm not surprised by that. She started really strong for them. And I think that moving, she's just a bit faster. When you're against Leah Woolnough, who's so fast and really aggressive in the defence, I think that's what you need, is that speed to get in front.
And also being just a smaller goaler compared to the defence also helps.
And look at that, straight into Bell. She could have shot it, but she passed off to one of the most consistent shooters in the competition. to get them 3 ahead.
So here's that pressure again from the Jets. Really forcing the Thunder to go wide, go long, instead of going direct into the goals, because they're not giving them that opportunity.
And you can see Laurie and Hernan both holding. I feel like they need to come out more.
That was a great example. One was out, one was in,
Yeah.
and then back down to the base.
Boom. Annie Laurie, another goal for the shooter. And Jets will have this centre. Lily Cubby gets the call against Woolno to leave 2-on-1 in the circle. It should make it pretty easy.
Nice attempt there. Unfortunately, that was basketball, not netball.
Wrong sport. There are basketball lines on the court, of course. Maybe
course,
she was
maybe.
confused. So again, French has had to move back twice now.
Looks like a bit of a zone defense that they've set up. So very much like a New Zealand style of play there. Really blocking out the space.
I love it when the defence change up the style of play. It
Absolutely.
makes it so much more difficult for the attack. And you can hear the volume on the court there from the Jets just screaming to put the pressure on.
Thunder finding a little difficult to get in the circle, but here they go.
It's not the miss they need right now, but Hernan will have the throw in. I think what I'd like to see right now is just a bit more movement from Annie Laurie. I think she's looking a bit just stable there. It is a strong hold, but when you've got Condren against you, I think you need to move around the body.
Perfect. Great goal there. Brings them up to 26.
So they're only 2 away, but the Jets have got the ball. Barnett's holding on to that for dear life.
So turnover for the Thunder, and let's see if they can capitalise and convert this.
Well, it was a much quicker transition down the court. I think that might be the Thunder's strength, is the faster they can go, the stronger they are generally. The defence can't keep up with it. So I think they just need to do exactly that and just get the ball and go.
It doesn't allow the Jets to set up defensively.
It doesn't, and your zoning isn't as effective when
No.
you're that fast. But another miss from Laurie. She'll get the rebound though. Passes off.
Goal-to-goal passes are always beautiful, particularly when the goal goes in.
Any goal is pretty beautiful when the goal goes in.
So there we go, we're now to 28 all.
Lily Cubby moves that one over. And she's home alone. You don't often see a goal attack home alone, do you?
No, and that's her speed as well. She was able to lose her defence and drive straight into that circle.
Absolutely. I really like when Lily Cubby is able to start off the court because she is a younger player. Just observe the game and then come on and see what she needs to bring.
That was a very, very lucky bounce pass.
And again, just a pass that's too far. They really need to put the height on it, but not necessarily the length on it.
That's also good defence positioning from the Thunder as well to cause an error. Let's see if they can capitalise on this.
They were a bit crowded on the top of the circle there, but they made it work.
So we're still seeing, even though we're 5 minutes into the third quarter, the defensive pressure from both Thunder and Jets is still up there, which is great to see and really good to see that they're outlasting it and
Yeah,
they're just
absolutely.
finding ways.
It's exciting to see because it means that the attacking players have to change up their game. An unfortunate miss from Cubby. Barnett works it down the court. Woolno is a little bit stuck there from her defenders.
If we just look at this Jets defence again, it's putting the pressure over every pass.
And a beautiful shot from Laurie. to get them one ahead. My goodness, this game, it's like tennis. Just back and forth. 1 minute, one team's ahead, and the next, they're down.
It's definitely edge of your seat type stuff,
Oh,
which is
definitely.
great for the first match of the round.
I dare say these two will play off against each other in finals, especially if they're second and fourth.
Exactly.
So it'll be a really good match to have at this time in the season.
Well, definitely being a home game for Thunder, they'll be wanting to reward all their supporters and say, here's another win for you, and we're still unbeaten. But then obviously the Jets will be saying, well, not necessarily.
Yeah, they wouldn't have been happy from that loss against the Cougars last week.
No.
And you can tell they've really gone away to the drawing board and put some work in. I'm seeing a lot more fight in them.
A lot more definite with their movement, passes, and beautiful feeding to Bell there.
Yeah, and when the pass is on, Bell is so confident in ripping that ball in, which is exactly what you want.
And now goals back with centre passes, so let's see what happens here.
So Chloe Litherland looks in, but it's not to be, so she'll have to move around. She gives O'Brien a bit of a bump as she moves past. I don't think that was intentional. But
I love O'Brien's arms, like she's just got that extension and really forcing any of the opposition to go, well, you need to look for someone else because you can't throw over me.
I'm loving this crowd at the
Yes.
Thunder.
And it's great for young girls or even young boys who are watching to have that. This is our local team, and this is where we want to be as well when we grow up. It's
Yeah,
great.
absolutely. And you can certainly say young boys now. I'm not sure if you saw, but the new Queensland Suns League, I believe
Yes.
it's as young as 12,
I think so.
which is awesome for boys. And obviously if we want to continue to grow netball, we have to get as many young boys and men playing as we can.
O'Brien had a bit of a tumble, but she's back up.
She did.
It was a gymnastics tumble,
Didn't phase her a bit, obviously.
a bit like a Lizzie Watson
Oh,
or a
yes.
Kate Maloney.
I can tell you're a bit biased towards the Vixens here.
Well, that's because, I haven't seen many falls from anyone else, that's all.
That's true.
Which is a good thing.
Oh, Barnett was just right there, like, thank you.
Right place, right time.
Oh, I have to say there was a bit more to it than that, but she certainly took advantage.
Oh,
Well, Bridie Condren down the other end.
this is definitely a defender's game today. Intercepts.
Yeah, we said it at
Galore.
the start, and it's certainly proved to be that way.
It's also great to see that the players are watching the match from beginning to end, or end to end, I should say, of the court, and they're not just like looking, oh, I'll wait till it comes down. They're actually anticipating and going out for it. It's just so good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you look at the score, we're at 32 all, and halfway through the third quarter, that's a pretty low score, and that definitely shows how tight it's been.
Oh, what a goal. Those ones are the...
Oh, make your heart stop for a bit.
It's like, do I go for the rebound? Do I let it drop in?
Lily
Here-
Cubby's hands straight up.
It's like another zone defense again. Or sometimes called box defense in netball.
Box defense. I haven't heard it been called that. Okay. Any reason why it's called box defense?
Because it's a box.
It's box.
4 people, box.
Oh, I see. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, home alone down at the end on the base, and another goal for Thunder. It's very tight, 5 minutes, 5.5 to go. It's too early to call.
Oh, yeah. I did call it at the start, but I'd say it's not one of those games where we'll know. I'll stick with my call though with Thunder though, but...
Well, I'll go with Jets then.
Alright, perfect. I'll go for the home side. Oh, the pass just goes too far. French is pointing, saying I wasn't quite ready.
Let's see if the Jets can get this conversion and take this ball up the court.
Well, so far so good. Cubby's probably out a bit too far than she should be right now, but she'll move back pretty quickly, no doubt. And Cubby with the throw in here. She needs to re-offer and really get in that circle. Oh, and there we go. And a beautiful shot to finish.
What a long bomb. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with this decision to move on, Cubby. I think in other weeks we've seen a bit more nerves when she comes onto the court, but you know, maybe it's the 18th birthday.
Maybe.
Because she's looking confident. I mean, that double pass there. And a shot straight away to finish off. How good is that looking? And that brings the Jets after 36. With Thunder 33, they'll need to do something quickly here.
I think it's very much her ability to move at the top of the circle and just create that option and also take out that defender. So the defenders now aren't just doing a double team on Bell.
Yeah, completely. And I think her speed is her strongest asset. And perhaps it's just that confidence in putting up her goals. And she's got that today. And it's a pretty difficult combination to beat. That's another momentum shift from Mizuno. As Cubby, who we were just speaking about before, brings it down.
The move of O'Brien into centre, I think, was a great decision. Like, it's really made a difference.
Yeah, her athleticism is so handy anywhere in the court, but especially having it in defence when they have to bring it down. I think it really helps out her team. She's also one of the fittest players on court. We know she plays a bit of women's AFL. So you don't knock around Steph O'Brien much,
No.
do you? I wouldn't be.
Let's see here if the Thunder can convert this one.
A beautiful shot from Laurie. She's been doing it all day.
With just under 3 minutes remaining, USC Thunder 35 trail USQ Jets.
So there's been a call against Hernan
Holding.
with her arms out. I wasn't quite looking then.
Oh, it was very slight, but any holding in netball, as you know, it will be called. Particularly if it's right in front of the umpire.
Yeah, she was a bit too close there.
However, they've now got the ball back, so let's see if they can convert this again.
Oh, and there's Condren. Gosh, she sticks so tight, doesn't she? It's so fantastic to watch because she's so close to the player, and yet she's not a rough player either. Although maybe her shooters would disagree. I don't know. I haven't played against her, but from what I can see, she's a very clean player. She's not often caught out of play.
Well, the Thunder have changed up their defence a bit as well, and they're really forcing the Jets to move the ball around a bit differently,
Yeah,
which is also
definitely.
good to see that it's not the same type of defence as it was at the start of the match.
Yeah, they did change up the defence. Unfortunately for them, the Jets countered it pretty instantly, bringing Cubby on. That's why it's so important to have that depth in the bench, because when teams make a change, you need to be able to counter it. And there it is again, the confident shot from her. She's just turning and shooting this game.
Maybe it's the air up on the sunny coast.
I don't know.
There's something.
Birthday air.
Jets have now headed off to a 3-goal lead.
They forced a held ball there. And they want to move this down quickly with 45 seconds to go.
Be interesting to see if the Thunder can keep the pressure up for these last sort of 35 seconds and force them into another error.
Well, there it is, just as you said it. Contacted against Bell. The pass just wasn't high enough. Something we've seen a little too often in my liking today. But I guess that's just the really intense defence of the Thunder.
Beautiful drive up the middle there by both players. That's fantastic. Another goal to Thunder.
Yeah, so it looks as if we'll finish the quarter 38-36. Unless Lily Cubby has something to say about that.
And she does.
Oh, good on her. What a fabulous end to the third quarter. 39-36 to the Jets. Look, to me, it's all Jets right now. The Thunder are they're battling, they're maintaining the score, but what I'm seeing from the Jets right now is just a little bit more flashy. It's more pizzazz.
Well, with the Jets, I think they've definitely hit a turnaround point, and they're actually moving the ball a lot cleaner and not reacting to the Thunder defence. They're actually taking their time and finding the options, and it's just coming off, which is great. And even when they have the errors, they'll get the ball back and get the goal.
Yeah, and you can see that the Thunder are holding on. They are a strong team. They're
Absolutely.
very consistent. Possibly the more consistent team, which I think is why the score is still so close.
And it's only 1-2 centre passes.
So we'll just head to an ad now before we go straight into the fourth quarter. Welcome back to round 4 of the HART Sapphire series, where with the USC Thunder and the USQ Jets, Jets are leading by 3 right now, but it has been an incredibly close 3 quarters. Kim, what a game.
This is edge of your seat stuff. It's too hard to call who's going to get it. Both teams have been dominating.
Yeah, we've seen Thunder up most of the first quarter, I believe, but Jets had a huge resurgence. And they're proving that there's a lot of talent on the bench as well from both teams. So it's going to be a great last quarter. Before we do hit the last quarter, I'd just like to thank our sponsors, HART Sport, Legassic, Mizuno, Mount Franklin, Powerade, Bondi Vite and Strap It.
Here you go with the Thunder centre pass.
On an early intercept from Bridie Contrin. We can tell how she wants to finish this game. Ooh. A stray pass to Pollock. She can't pull it in. And Barnett will take the throw in from the Thunder. We're seeing a lot more movement from the whole court than just the side from the Thunder.
They're looking for their options, which is good. It's still a bit crowded in some points on court, which is causing some turnovers and some short passes.
And that's 2 misses from Laurie. We don't often see that. She's not having the strongest shooting game that we've seen.
No, and that all comes down to the defence from the Jets. It's hands over, getting her out of position, and really forcing her to sort of pull into a bag of tricks to get that goal.
So Cubby is still on in the goal attack position. That was, I think, a really successful change for the Jets.
Well, we see Bell now also with a bit more movement, so they're really changing it up and forcing the Thunder to find other ways of keeping them out of the circle.
They certainly are, and she did miss, but I am still loving that confident shot from Cubby.
But even the rebound to keep the ball in play, which was fantastic. That's what you want from any bowler.
Absolutely.
Here come the Thunder down the court.
Oh, a beautiful pass into Laurie, who's just sitting right there, ready for it.
So here we go with the Thunder centre pass, and they're down by 1.
You can hear the Thunder crowd. They want this win, don't they?
They're willing their home team on.
They are, and we know the girls will need this win if they want to stay undefeated. these two teams are certainly finals teams.
Thunder will want to keep their winning record and being undefeated, and so now you're now back to even, 39 all.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to work for it.
The Jets will want to change that today.
Perhaps they've been a bit luckier, the Thunder. They haven't played the Cougars yet. I'd say that'll be a really tough battle when they do, as is any team that comes up against the Cougars, though.
I think on any day, any team is dangerous. Well, all teams are dangerous on any day, so they won't be able to rest on any laurels, that's for sure.
Definitely not.
And Bell goes in, another beautiful goal. So now we're back to goals going with centre passes. Let's see who's the first to break the oppositions.
And that was a Mizuno momentum shift, as it's Thunder who will look to even this up in the final quarter.
And Laurie gets another great goal.
So Steph O'Brien staying in the centre position. Oh, and Cubby feeds it beautifully into Bell.
Great vision to see her there.
She keeps it in court again. And I believe it's a contact call. Oh, another miss. She really took out Woolno on that rebound, who I believe is a friend of hers off court, so.
Just going to get the court wipe now, just from the little fall over there. And that sometimes is nerves as well, when you're under that pressure and just making sure that it goes in, and sometimes it just doesn't, no matter how much you wish it for it to go in.
Although we're not used to seeing a nervous Charlie Bell, or at least she hides it pretty well, but that's a third miss from her in a row. She'll be frustrated at that, and look, as many times as you miss, she keeps going up for her rebounds. So
Oh, absolutely, and she'll be definitely wanting that ball back in her hands.
It's not great to see a shooter miss, but if you can get your rebound every time and finish off the centre with the goal, it doesn't really matter how many times it took, and they do. So
beautiful.
Well done to the Jets for keeping on fighting. I mean, we see Romelda Aiken, the best offensive rebounder in the league. And maybe that's great rebounding, maybe that's most missed shots, who knows.
It helps being tall.
It does help being tall. And Charlie Bell is also very tall, so she probably also has a similar statistic in this league with offensive rebounds. There's Georgia Hernan. So it's still 41 all, 10 minutes to go. Neither team is falling, are they?
And as we said at the start of the game, whichever team breaks the defensive pressure, and they're both holding up to it, which is intense, and it's great.
It is.
Also stressful.
I know that neither team will want to draw, but as a commentator,
sometimes it's the best outcome. It's such a good game, and both teams have really put everything out on the court today.
Fighting so well.
Oh, there was a great deflection there.
It feels wrong to have a team lose when it's this close, but I guess that's just good
that's
team,
sport,
isn't it?
and there's also sport.
Oh, and Litherland there just pulls it out of nowhere. What a fantastic game, though. Whenever one team needs the ball, a player just steps up and makes it happen.
I just love that transition again by the Jets. Straight down. The Thunder, straight down the middle channel. It was just beautiful to see.
They're really good at converting from turnovers, the Thunder. Bell's out. We don't often see it. And a turnover from the Thunder. Ball work to bring it back, knowing it's their centre next, which is exactly what they'll need right now.
A lot of double play from the Thunder then, and you can see that is what they've worked on, particularly in training, that there's give and go, and then you give and go again.
Yeah, it's a fast style of play, isn't it?
Absolutely.
A quick release.
There goes the Thunder. Broke the centre pass.
They're
up by one. Intercept there by the Jets. Let's see if they can convert this.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing a pass like that with Bridie Condren under the post. She'll eat that up. Just as Barnett will attempt to.
It's one end's like, this is what I'll do, and I'll do the same down the other end.
I know, it's so good. I love a battle of the keepers. So exciting.
Here we go.
And Lily Cubby.
Oh, great rebound there by Bell.
Charlie Bell, another rebound.
That was a layup. There we go.
Oh, bit of a trick there from her.
Definitely under Gretel's tutelage there.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Oh, what an intercept there from the Thunder.
Yeah, there's nothing more unbeatable than a tall player who can move. And Charlie Bell is certainly working on her movement throughout the season. Gets better and better every week.
Oh, and we've just got another turnover by the Jets.
How good has the defense been this whole game?
As we said before, if you are a defender, this game is your ideal game. Watch, take tips, take notes, apply it in training. Oh, beautiful.
That was
1-2.
textbook, wasn't it?
Absolutely. And Cubby does another beautiful shot.
Yeah,
Jets are up by 1.
Cubby is looking more and more comfortable on court as this game goes along. It's almost as if she kind of thrives off the close
Absolutely.
scoreline.
She's absolutely stepped up today. It's fantastic.
Bridie Condren, you can see how tightly she's sitting on Hernan, which forces the ball out.
And you can see that everyone is just wanting that ball. They're all. It seems like both coaches have said, pull the ball in.
Yeah.
Every ball is not. If it's a loose ball, you're going to get it. It's great to see, and it's such a great contest because everyone is putting literally their bodies on the line to make sure that their team gets that possession back.
Yeah, and you can see Little in there with Pollock. Even while the court's being wiped, they're going at it. They're ready. You can just tell how much each team wants this win
Absolutely.
and needs this win, especially the Jets in
Yes.
4th position. They'll want to stay in that top 4.
And the Thunder have just gone, well, we're just going to even it up again. Here we go. That's just under 6.5, and it's 44 apiece. I don't think you can get any closer, really.
Yeah, I'd say this is probably our closest battle of the competition. The Cougars so far are looking pretty unbeatable. So it will be interesting to see the Thunder take them. And of course QT in 3rd place. Have a lot to say about that as well. QT will be on tomorrow in the round of the match.
Always a good contest when QUT are playing.
Absolutely, and it's their first time in the competition, so we haven't seen them on this stage before, but their netballers in our nationals have been very successful. So you're exactly right, they are a formidable team.
Great defense by Steph O'Brien there. Oh, the Thunder. Oh, what defense. The Thunder just could not get that into the circle, so the Jets have an opportunity to convert this and go up by 2.
So of course after this game we'll see Bond University, our other university, take on the Northern Mendy Rays, and that'll be at Nissan Arena. So you can stay online to watch that later.
Just had another turnover, unfortunately, so now it's back with the Thunder.
And that's a great pull-in from Sherlaw, exactly when they needed it.
Great calling by the Jets there and movement.
Yeah.
That was great lead there by Bell.
Really nice from Charlie Bell. I thought that the back hold was not working, and just as I thought that, she goes in front.
Timeout to Thunder, and she was just that great quick goal of pop out, which
Yeah.
you see. And she was just, and particularly with Bell, who's a little bit taller sometimes, that doesn't happen as often, but Bell's able to do it. She got it. What goal, fantastic.
Yeah, her movement this season has been really good.
Well, the Jets now up by 2, Thunder's timeout. What do you think Jessica will be telling them with 4 minutes to go?
I think just more. I think I just need to see more, perhaps from the shooters a bit. I think Annie Laurie has strong performances every week. She hasn't been as involved in this game And the new combination with Hernan hasn't been as strong this week. They've had a few positional changes in the last few weeks, so I think just need to see more from them, bringing it down, getting it in their shooting end, and just putting it up.
Let's see what the Thunder can do after that timeout. They came out strong last time after their timeout, so...
They absolutely did. They had a timeout, and I believe they got the turnover straight away, so whatever was said last time...
Let's hope she said it this time as well.
That's what I'm hoping. That's certainly what the fans at USC Stadium will be hoping. Georgia Hernan is hopping. She's calling time.
Looks like an ankle.
A rolled ankle, perhaps. She's managing to walk off court, though, which is always
Which is good to see.
good.
Great to see. Could just be a stinger, but it does look like an ankle.
My goodness, though, a team change in the last 4 minutes. Macy Martin in goal attack. She's been on the bench the last few weeks, so she's had plenty of time to watch the team, but we haven't seen her step on court yet. And with 4 minutes to go and they're 2 down, she must be feeling pretty nervous.
It's still Jets possession.
God, and in such an intense game, that's when you see those big clashes happen.
Bodies on the line, as we said before. It's no one wants to give up this
No,
game.
I almost hate to see it though, because I don't want anyone to get injured, but you can just tell how much they're putting into this game. Woolno especially knows she's 2 down. That's the other thing, when Charlie Bell moves, because she's such a tall and strong player, you don't want to get in her way. She will take you down. And she's bounced back pretty easily, as you can see.
Ball's in Cubby's hand, so let's see if she... Oh, beautiful shot there. Just
Great
nice.
shot from her.
Elevation was great. Oh, beautiful shot.
Yeah, we're seeing such a strong improvement from week 1 in Cubby.
Here we go. Let's see if the Thunder can hold possession and get this goal, and then or the commentator can have a commentator's curse and have the possession go back to the Jets.
I hate to say it, but I just, as soon as there was a player change up in that last 4 minutes, you kind of know that
It's difficult to adjust as well.
it's difficult to adjust at any time in the game, but when you step on 2 down with 4 minutes to go, as a shooter particularly, knowing you've got to get it in, it's not the easiest position to come on in straight away. I'm a little bit surprised they didn't put Annie Laurie in goal attack, but they've still got 3 minutes to make something happen.
They're still putting defensive pressure. Both teams still are, and Jets are really putting it on now.
Yeah, Martin is finding it really hard to get in front against Sherlaw in goal defence. They're moving it around, but all the pressure is on Laurie right now, I hate to say it.
And she delivers. Absolutely.
She
What a long bomb.
does. And what a player to shoot under pressure like that. That's a Mizuno momentum shift to bring them 4 down. With 2 minutes to go.
They can put the pressure on the Jets now.
Look, I think this game is sealed by the Jets.
No, 2 minutes.
2
Lots
minutes?
can
All
happen.
right. All right. Charlie Bell
Charlie Bell
under the post.
She would like to say something different.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's okay, Thunder still have 2 minutes. Let's see what they can do. They still bring it down the middle corridor again, which is great.
Macy Martin will put it into Laurie, but they... Oh, it almost looked like they passed straight to O'Brien there. And
Jets just take it away. Oh, find Bell in the middle of 2 defenders.
literally,
Oh, fantastic.
one of the few players, you can just fling it at her and she'll find it.
The Jets have got a bit of a runner now, so let's see if they can
They do.
continue on.
It was even
Great arms up.
as we went into this quarter, but the Jets have just turned something on, which is awesome to see because we know that they usually fall down in the later parts of the game. So to see them just increase like this is really good, and Tracy Jeans Fraser will be very happy.
Another player down, but I think she's okay.
I think that might just be a bit of disappointment. Unless she is coming off. Unfortunately, we can't see.
Hope she's okay.
So Annie Laurie is on the floor. She's not moving. It may have been a head injury. We know that they don't like to move them when it's the head.
It was a bit of a collision just down that end before, so.
What a game, though. The injuries, I think it has to come down to how hard these players are fighting. We can see the left ankle.
Ankle or knee, I'm not sure.
Honestly, when you watch these kind of games, you just pray that it's not an ACL.
Absolutely.
Anytime someone gets hit.
Hometown support, though, they were all cheering for her, so.
My goodness, though, that is so unfortunate for the Thunder. Such a strong game, but to have 2 injuries.
Within the last 4 minutes, it's
4
tough. That
minutes.
is tough.
Yeah.
Here they go
I
again,
really
though.
feel for them. So we've got Sienna Allen, who is a goalkeeper. I'm unsure if she plays shooter, but she is right now. Look, I think there needs to be a lot of credit said for Thunder in this last minute. To have those 2 injuries, and of course to already have had 2 players got to the Lightning.
Oh, nice feed.
Ooh, it was a pretty good hold from Allen. But she wasn't expecting to come up against Condren today. And there's 10 minutes.
Well, variety is the spice of life, as they say.
It certainly is. I'm not sure if this is the way I would have liked to have that variety.
No.
Ooh, and that is our game, everyone. 52-45 to the Jets. Wow, what a finish, Kim.
It kind of unbelievable, really, because it was that last 4 minutes which did change the game, even though there was already a buffer of a couple of goals. But those 2 hopefully not serious injuries. Hopefully just this week, really. We'll know obviously more in the days to come. But the pressure from both teams, though, throughout the match was outstanding. Both Jets and Thunder really took it up to each other. And it was great to see, as we said, last week, both teams started to fade in the back half of the game. Both teams did not fade at all until right at the end when they had those injuries to Thunder.
Yeah, and if I were Jessica Whitford, you'd almost have to discount that last 4 minutes because it was completely out of their control, those injuries. And in terms of playing in finals and team development, I think both teams were absolutely brilliant for the whole game. Who stood out for you in our second place team today, Thunder?
Oh, it'd have to be defence, and I'd say it'd be Barnett.
Yeah.
I really loved what she brought, but Litherland as well in wing attack. I think it's hard because it was such a defensive game, so the attackers really had to work hard. So for Litherland to actually stand out, I think is a great compliment to herself, just her work rate and being able to do what she can to get that ball into the circle.
Yeah, completely, and she's one of the more senior players on the team coming up through the development, and you can really tell the maturity she brings on the court. And of course the USQ Jets, who'll be thrilled to get the win after their loss to the Cougars last week. I'll start it off. For me, it was Cubby. We'd seen a couple of nervous starts to the competition, it being her first year in the Sapphire, but today she just looked so confident in the goal attack position.
Oh, she did, and it was great to see. For me, it was actually O'Brien moving her into centre. And she was able just to be able to control the play both in attack and defence, and her presence and her positioning on court. I think that really helps set up the win for them.
Absolutely, and it is her 18th birthday. So
For Cubby, yes.
For Cubby, yeah. So we'd like to give thanks to our fantastic sponsors, HART Sport, Legassic, Powerade, Mount Franklin, Bondi Vi, and of course extend this thanks to our broadcaster, Double Take Sports. Without them, we would not be here today to share the love of netball. So next up is the battle between the Bond University Bull Sharks and Northern Mendy Rays, which will be our final match of the day. Tickets are still available for these matches, so jump onto sapphireseries.com.au to secure your seats. With Mother's Day tomorrow, I can't think of a better present than a ticket to see our Queensland Firebirds take on the Adelaide Thunderbirds at 3 p.m. at Nissan Arena. So why not grab yourself and your mum a ticket to the game and get there to witness the Carina League. Get there early to witness the Carina League's Tigers take on QT Netball in our Courier Mail match of the round. If you do want to see this game live, you must purchase a Firebirds ticket in order to gain access into the venue. And to give you some more incentive, I even have a discount code for you right here, which is HSS 2021. HSS 2021. So thank you again for joining us this evening. My name is Hannah Davies, and I was joined by Kim Colcott. We'll see you back at 7 p.m. for more Netty action.